go to an endeavour that any cook can make. A fish chowder. Chowder is a sort of thickened soup, which also makes a superb main course. The word chowder comes from chaudière, a French word for cauldron, but you don't need a cauldron to make chowder. Any pan will do, such as this one. And the first step is to make a bouillon, or stock, in which to cook the fish. First into the pan goes some prepared stock. You could use fish stock, chicken or vegetable stock. I'm using a vegetable stock, about 1 litre. Then some wine, about a couple of glasses of good white wine. I'm using an Australian Rhine Riesling. Then vegetables, 2 or 3 carrots chopped up roughly, and some celery chopped up roughly, and an onion, which I've studded with some cloves for that extra spiciness. Then I put in a bouquet garni, a collection of herbs made up of parsley, thyme and bay leaf. Then I bring this to the boil while I prepare the fish. Any fish will do, from the humble herring to something a little more majestic like this beautiful red emperor. The only criterion being that you can actually lift it and fit it into the pan, which it won't, so I'll use some smaller fish, a smaller red emperor and a snapper. Buy the fish on the bone because it's cheaper and you'll get the flavours from the head and the bone. Get your fishmonger to scale it and to clean inside. Make sure it's thoroughly fresh. I also use some wings because they're cheap and very tasty, and some shellfish, a crab, some prawns, something like that. All this then goes into the pan. Pack them in as tightly as possible, and once they're packed in there, just cover with water and allow to simmer until cooked about 15 minutes, depends on the size of the fish. They don't necessarily have to cook right through because they can cook later in the soup. Of course, all fish is an excellent source of protein, essential oils and vitamins, and qualifies for a tick of approval from the Heart Foundation. Now, once the fish has simmered, then it can be removed carefully, making sure not to break it up. The remaining liquid is then strained. We'll be needing those vegetables. And then it's reduced to about half its original volume. Bliss. While that's being done, I just simply take the flesh from the fish into bite-sized pieces that will go into our chowder in a moment. Now, to thicken the chowder, I use some corn flour, about a tablespoon, mixed with some cold water. Once it's well incorporated, I slowly ladle some of the reducing stock into the bowl. Then I pour that mixture back into the stock. You could also add some saffron at this time for colour. I know it's an expensive spice, but it does make the difference. And now turn off the heat and add the fish. Put in the carrot, the celery, and why not some corn? Some canned corn will be perfect for this. And there it is, our endeavour chowder. I like to serve the chowder with plain boiled potatoes, a little crab on the side, a little garnish of thyme. And there it is, an endeavour any cook would be proud of. Something to complement the dish, a little of that Riesling that I used in the cooking. From Consuming Passions, bon appetit.